Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to turn our attention to men's basketball. And with us, head coach Andy Bronkema. And Coach, first of all, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Robert.
Getting ready for the 2015-2016 season, and I know you've had a few weeks of practice here. What have you seen out of your team as you get ready for the year?
Well, we've seen some of the newcomers step up and work their way into the possible rotation. But what we've seen is the guys that had playing experience last year just come back really hungry, and they developed themselves in the off season, and those 6 guys are looking real good right now. So we're excited.
You mentioned last season, obviously had a great year last year going to the NCAA tournament, winning the GLIAC tournament. Talk about how that experience really helped fuel some of those guys in the offseason.
Well, it's twofold. You try to draw on that experience and build on it, but then you also want to just separate yourself from last year and say this is a brand new year, and what can we do as a brand new team and to be our best. So, but you use that, and those guys are hungry. They want to get back there and then maybe advance a little further, but that's not easy.
I know you've got a great senior class with Josh Fleming, Jared Stoliker, James Chappelle, Jabril Jackson. Talk about their leadership out of those 4.
Leadership's something we're concentrating on because the talent level of those 4 is off the charts, but their leadership is developing, and they all have potential as leaders, but really have been in a backseat leadership-wise the last couple of years with Lehman and Lever in the program, and those guys taking on that role. So we're just excited to see their development, and they're very willing to do that, and I'm confident that they'll step up, and when the eyes are on them, they'll lead.
You mentioned the 6 guys you had coming back. Those are 4 of them. Obviously, Drew Cushingberry, Noah King saw a lot of minutes for you last year as freshmen. Talk about their development, their progress going into year 2.
Well, freshman year to sophomore year is a huge summer for all players, and a lot of coaches will be able to tell you that. But those 2 guys stepped up this summer, put in some time, and came back bigger and stronger. And Drew's ready to lead us as the point guard, and Noah's ready to step into a few more minutes. He was great off the bench for us in his spot minutes, but this year just adding a few more minutes onto his playing responsibility, he's gonna have a great year.
I know those 6 obviously make you somewhat of a veteran team, but some new guys expected to contribute as well. Talk about the new guys you have coming in, both the freshmen, the transfers, and obviously a couple redshirt freshmen as well.
Yeah, the rest of the guys don't have any Ferris State experience, so it's brand new, and every day they're getting better. And it's really, the water's kind of muddy right now, so we're trying to figure out who's going to be who, and who can step up and play for us this year. Certainly every one of them have a bright future here, and have the potential to have successful careers and contribute. But right now, the transfers, and Peter Furlick's looking pretty good. Just a strong, solid player. Quentin Ruff has been out with a little bit of an injury, so we don't know where he'll be when he gets healthy. We have to be patient with that. And Mo Ba coming in as a junkyard dog type player, really doing that well in practice. So those transfers are looking good. The true freshmen, very talented group, and we'll see where they line up. But the redshirt freshmen have that year of practice in front of them, and are a little bit in front of them right now. Zach Hankins, coming in at 235, which is a big, increase from last year with his physicality, and Marquise Mayfield, and Andrew Meacham coming in lighter. So these guys have all done something in the offseason to improve their game, and it's put them in the mix.
You picked second in the GLIAC North in terms of the preseason standings. Talk about how that changes being one of the upper level teams in terms of the preseason rankings, maybe over where you were a year ago.
I don't know what it does change. I mean, you want to be up there, that's for sure. But Saginaw is pretty much going to be consensus number 1, and then Lake State being the back-to-back champs. I mean, there's really some people in front of us that are more proven. Yet on the other hand, we garner some votes, and that's fine with us. We're fine with that, and we'll shoulder that. It's not really a burden. We don't really pay much attention to it, to tell you the truth. It's just a beauty contest. It means nothing, and so we don't really even talk about it.
I know here recently had your alumni game kind of like the women's team did, able to pull out the victory, but did so against a very talented, very high-level group of alums.
I really thought it would be a closer game. I mean, looking at the guys we brought back and the talent we had on the floor for that alumni team, I thought we were in for a great game, and it was a good game up until half. I think we were up 9 at half, but they just didn't want to sprint back on defense. They don't remember those transition drills very well. So, but it was a great day to have all those guys back. Majority of them I was able to coach as an assistant, and just to hear the stories and hang out after the game. it was a real good day for the program, and you know, hopefully they come back next year in a little better shape and see if they don't get beat by 40.
Well, what does that mean for your current players to be around those guys and some guys that did so much for Ferris State basketball?
Well, it's great for them to connect, and hopefully those relationships continue to build off the court. A lot of the alumni help us with internships, jobs. You know, maybe it's professional overseas contacts that we're looking for, because a lot of those guys have played professionally. So it's just the network and the family, the brotherhood that we try to establish and that we have. So just a lot of fun to connect them.
I know in terms of building support, you were obviously involved in the community, a lot of community service projects here this fall, some team leadership activities. Just talk about what role that plays in terms of your basketball program.
Well, it's good for the community, but it's, you know, probably even better for us, you know, to get out there and to serve and do some of the things we've done. We try to jam as much as we can before the season starts, and it gets pretty busy for us, and then we'll pick that back up, you know, at the end of the season. But one of the things we did do is we connected with Eagle Village, which is a powerful place with a powerful mission. But we connected with them and did a few things back and forth, but we also went through their leadership program, the Victor's Edge. And that program is just, you know, something I would recommend to any team out there, whatever level, or any organization that wants to do a little bit of team building and, you know, just kind of figure out what everybody's made of. So we went out there and took a lot from that, and it might help in basketball, but it's certainly going to help those guys in their lives and in their future leadership roles, and that's what's really important.
Talked about getting busy. Obviously, the Bulldogs get busy this week. Exhibition game against Spring Arbor in Middleville on Tuesday of this week, and then some big games coming up at Central Michigan, at Michigan State. Just talk about those experiences and what that will be like.
Well, we're going to try to enjoy the experiences, you know, especially against the Division I's, but against Spring Arbor, the NAIA team. I mean, they're returning 8 players, and we're playing at Middleville, home of Jared Stoliker, and they have 2 players, the Hamilton brothers, that are from Thornapple Kellogg. So that's going to be a fun atmosphere also. We've kind of created that, and Coach Conningham's been good to partner up with there at Spring Arbor. But, you know, we're looking forward to the experience at Michigan State, no doubt about it, and then at Central Michigan with our neighbors, and we appreciate those coaches for having us. But we're looking for the preseason to show us who's going to be good for us in the season, and really just to finalize the development of our rotation.
Well, Coach, best of luck to the Bulldogs as you get ready for the 2015-2016 season.
Appreciate it.
That's going to do it for another episode of Ferris Sports Update. Reminder, you can follow all the action online at ferrisstatebulldogs.com. Have a great week.